I told you that we're literally watching the future of gaming unfold right in front of our eyes right now? That every single thing that's happening in gaming this year is setting up 2027, 2028, and beyond. The next generation of gamers are going to deal with the fallout of what is happening today. And I'm talking about a whole range of different things. The mass layoffs that are occurring at Microsoft and Xbox, the never-ending chase of live service with PlayStation, the push for overpriced games, specifically the over $100 edition of Grand Theft Auto 6, the never-ending rising cost of hardware prices, forcing gamers to make a decision of whether they're going to continue buying hardware or opt for a cloud streaming only future. And then on top of that, when you have PlayStation announcing that they're done with physical games and that everything will be digital only, it sets up a dark future. Not only does every publisher and every studio basically have to deal with their game being a potential failure just because there are so many games coming out, which of course is awesome because everybody loves games and everybody loves having options, but when there's too many options, you're ending up in a situation where unless you're unbelievably good, and even in those cases, sometimes you don't stand out and you don't make your money back and you fail. And the sad part is that these things are happening literally all the time. Behind closed doors, publishers are literally deciding what gets funded, what gets canceled, and which studios survive. Whether the future is live service, subscriptions, insanely priced hardware, overpriced DLC, multi-platform releases, or something literally completely different. We're watching it happen in real time, dude. Decisions are being made right now that will determine what games we're playing 5 years from now and what the actual future of gaming will end up looking like. But now listen, I don't want to sound like a doomer guy. I don't want to sound like everything's dying and everything sucks and that we're headed towards the darkest, deepest timeline and that the whole world is going to collapse and that gaming will be done for and that we're all going to be living in a cloud future and it all suck. Because honestly, I don't believe it. I think there is hope. I think that us as gamers have a chance to make sure things stick to the right path and that the best games and that the greatest games and that the games that people love rise to the top and that everybody has a great time playing. That's the goal, at least. That's my hope. My hope is that we could all come together as a gaming community and we can lift up games that deserve to be lifted up and that we can push back against things that should be pushed back against, specifically things like cloud gaming, specifically things like hardware prices, specifically things like all the layoffs. I mean, there's not much we could do in that situation, but it feels like something that we should stand up and fight for. Every time a game comes out, it seems like even if the studio releases a game that sells well and people are happy with it, layoffs happen. And it sucks because those people don't deserve to lose their jobs. Really, most people don't deserve to lose their jobs, especially when you're losing your job because of some fucking stupid moronic decision that some idiot at the top made. And meanwhile, he gets a bazillion-dollar bonus and you're left here counting your paycheck like, oh, fuck, am I gonna make it through next week? Can I buy food? Can I pay for my rent? And of course they don't care. They're laughing all the way to the bank with their million. And then it's the regular people who are fucked and picking up the pieces. And it sucks. And especially in a creative form where people are putting everything they have into trying to truly make something unique and special and good so that us gamers can enjoy it, it sucks. And I want to talk about the Halo layoffs because it does suck that those people got laid off at Halo Studios. It sucks that they put out a game and then the first thing that happens literally the day of release is that they started to get laid off. It sucks. And yes, there will be people out there who will be like, good, fuck them, fuck that studio, fuck Halo Remake. Everything there is DEI woke slop garbage nonsense. Everything was outsourced. Everything is trash. Took them 10 years to make a remake. Fuck you, garbage, blah, blah, blah. But how does that involve the person who like animated the elites? How does that involve the person who designed the textures? How does that involve the person who did the level design? It doesn't. It comes from stupid morons at the management level who don't know how to make decisions and who are running the studio into the ground. And guess what, man? Those people aren't getting laid off. Those people are still there. Those people are going to continue making bad decisions and continue making sure that Halo stays slammed in the mud where nobody gives a fuck about it, dude. And that's what we're dealing with as gamers. There's people who want to have pushback on like, they decided to throw in some woman character. Fuck them. Their studio sucks and they could burn to death. It's like, dude, we got bigger fish to fry, man. There's bigger problems going on in the games industry than having the main character be a woman. Who cares? How about how fucking RAM prices is like $9,000, dude? How about right now, if you want to build a PC, it's going to cost you thousands upon thousands of dollars. How about right now, if you want to buy a Steam machine, instead of it being $700, it's $1,600. How about right now, if you want to buy a PS5, it's $400 more than when it was on release. What about that shit? But instead, you're worrying like, oh, in Gears of War E-Day, one of the cogs is a girl. Shut the fuck up, man. That's really what you're worried about? Like, seriously. Meanwhile, you're gonna go fucking watch AI slop for 5 hours because Elon Musk says it's the coolest shit ever. Like, get your fucking reality check. Get your brain check, dude. Mental issues. There's more important shit going on in the games industry that gamers, that people, everyone should push back on. Why does Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two, the mastermind who's funding Grand Theft Auto, why does he think that we're gonna be headed towards a cloud-only future and that everybody will just be streaming games? He believes it. That means he wants it to happen. That's not good. You think right now it's bad that PlayStation is ending physical discs because it'll be digital only and that you're not gonna own anything and you should be unhappy, whatever? As if PlayStation is just gonna suddenly cut your whole collection, which they're not gonna do. And then also people think like, well, if there's no physical disc, PlayStation is just gonna make every game $200 because they can, no competition, blah, blah, blah. Hey man, guess what? There hasn't been physical games on PC for fucking 20 years. Steam has sales every single day. Every day. It's digital only. They haven't had to compete with stores. They haven't had to compete with physical sales. Doesn't matter to them. What are you talking about? Also, a lot of times the digital sales on PSN don't line up with physical sales. So again, what are you talking about? A lot of these things are just shit that people are upset about for no fucking reason. But if you're upset about that, what about when you don't even own your hardware? What about when you only have a little dinky device that you plug into your TV or whatever and everything is streamed? What about that? That's what you should be more worried about. You should be more worried about how it's going to cost you hundreds of dollars to buy a game, how it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to buy a PS6. And then you're going to say, I'm not going to buy a PS6. No disc, no buy. I'll believe it when I see it. And I think that, yes, PlayStation will sell less with the PS6 than they did with the PS5. I think it'll be a slower growth period. I think it'll sell less overall, but I still think they're going to sell millions of units, dude. It's going to be a wildly successful console, especially when they launch like Bloodborne 2 on it, especially when they have all these exclusives tied to it, because they absolutely will, because they need you to get into that hardware. It's just what it is. And people can say, no, it's not happening all they want, but GTA 6 is the highest pre-ordered game of realistically all time. And all these no disc, no buy people are definitely playing it. So again, is that really something? Like, yeah, sure, I understand the pushback on that. You want to have physical discs. Totally, it should be an option. But what about hardware costs? What about everybody's getting fucking fired? What about there's so many games that we can't play them all, which means everybody's losing their fucking jobs? What about at the end of the day, when the only thing that's going to be around us is like EA, owned by Saudi Arabia and Trump? Fucking Call of Duty shoved down your throat. Game Pass shoved down your throat. Cloud gaming shoved down your throat. GTA monthly subscription to play GTA Online shoved down your throat. What are you gonna do then? It's like now is the time to stand up. And instead of standing up and pushing back against things that we should, everybody's divided and everybody's pushing back on nonsense. Like, I don't like the art design in Ocarina of Time remake. Oh, you don't? From the 4-second clip that we saw of Link sleeping, you're gonna judge the entire game based off that? Now you're just gonna boycott everything Nintendo? Good for you! Wow, real smart, man. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. The future of gaming is being decided right in front of our eyes from upper management right now, who are making dumb bullshit decisions over and over and over and over and over again. And people either eat it up because they're super fanboys and they don't care. They make excuses because they're super fanboys and they don't care. Or they're focused on stupid shit. People are too worried about, they made the sky purple. That means it's gay colors. Buddy, you're never gonna be able to afford hardware again because they're making RAM $9 million. But you're too busy to notice that because you're busy worrying about everything else. What the hell's going on here, man? We gotta be smarter. We gotta be more united. We gotta support games that deserve to be supported. And we shouldn't attack every single game just because the art style isn't so nice or doesn't appeal to you, or that the character's a woman, or that there's a gay character, because really at the end of the day, man, who cares? Do you think if there's a gay character in your game that the gay character is gonna come out of your screen like the freaking Grudge and that they're gonna make out with you and force you to be gay? Is that what you think? Because other than that, like, who cares? Who cares? Just play the game, enjoy the game. Or guess what? Don't. Because you have the ability to not buy games if you don't want to. If you like it, buy it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. But don't be dumb. That's really what it's about. Don't be dumb. Because if we're all dumb, if everybody's dumb, the future of gaming is gonna be bad, dude. I choke.